Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to share something a little different, a story that really stuck with me. It's about a girl named Maya, who was just 15. Like a lot of us at that age, she carried this heavy, invisible weight on her shoulders, the desire to be perfect. For Maya, perfection wasn't just a vague idea. It was a checklist. Perfect grades, perfect hair, the perfect group of friends, the perfect performance on the soccer field. She believed that if she could just tick all these boxes, she'd finally be happy, finally be accepted, finally feel like she was enough. Her life was a meticulously planned operation. Every morning started with a 5 a.m. alarm, a grueling workout, followed by an hour of studying before school even began. Her social media was a carefully curated gallery of filtered smiles and flawless moments. From the outside, she was the girl who had it all, but inside, Maya was running on empty. The pressure was relentless. Every emminess felt like a failure. Every missed soccer goal was a catastrophe replayed in her mind for days. Every photo that didn't get enough likes felt like a public rejection. The constant striving left no room for joy, no room for spontaneity, and certainly no room for mistakes. She was so focused on crafting the perfect image that she was losing the real her. Her laughter became forced, her conversations felt scripted, and the hobbies she once loved, like painting, were abandoned because she wasn't naturally gifted enough at them. She was living in a beautiful, self-made prison. One rainy Tuesday afternoon, everything came to a head. Maya had a huge chemistry test. She had studied for weeks, sacrificing sleep and time with her family. She walked into class feeling confident, but as she stared at the first question, her mind went completely blank. Panic set in. The letters on the page blurred, and the ticking of the clock sounded like a drumbeat of doom. She guessed her way through the rest of the test, her hand trembling. When she got the paper back 2 days later, a big red C was circled at the top. For Maya, this wasn't just a grade. It was a verdict. It was proof that she was a failure. That afternoon, she skipped soccer practice and just walked. She walked for hours in the drizzling rain, not really going anywhere, just trying to escape the crushing disappointment. She ended up at her grandmother's house, her clothes soaked and her face streaked with tears. Her grandma, a woman with kind eyes and hands, dusted with flour from a lifetime of baking, didn't ask what was wrong. She just wrapped Maya in a warm hug and handed her a mug of hot chocolate. They sat in comfortable silence for a while, just watching the rain fall. Finally, Maya choked out, "I messed up, I failed. I'm not perfect." Her grandma smiled gently. She led Maya to her little pottery studio in the back garden. On a shelf, among beautiful, perfectly formed vases and bowls, sat a lopsided little cup. It was uneven, the glaze was drippy, and the handle was slightly crooked. "See this?" her grandma said, picking it up. "This was the very first thing I ever made on the potter's wheel. It's a mess, isn't it?" Maya nodded, confused. "But I love it more than any of the others," her grandma continued. "Why?" Maya asked. Her grandma turned the cup over in her hands. "Because it taught me something important. It taught me that the beauty isn't in being flawless from the start. It's in the trying. It's in the learning. It's in the courage to get your hands messy and create something, even if it comes out a little wobbly." She then pointed to a crack in the side of the cup that had been filled with shimmering gold lacquer. "This is inspired by a Japanese art form called kintsugi," she explained. "They believe that when something breaks, it's not something to hide, It's part of the object's history. By repairing the cracks with gold, you make it even more beautiful and unique than it was before. The breaks are what make it special. That conversation was a turning point for Maya. It was like a light had been switched on in a dark room. She had been so busy trying to avoid cracks that she never realized they could be filled with gold. She had been so afraid of being wobbly that she'd forgotten the joy of just spinning the wheel. The next day, Maya went to school and did something terrifying. She told her friends she had failed her chemistry test. She expected them to judge her, to whisper behind her back. Instead, her best friend, Sarah, laughed and said, "Oh my gosh, me too. That test was impossible. We should study together for the next one." Another friend admitted he was struggling in math. Suddenly, Maya realized she wasn't alone in her imperfection. Everyone had their own struggles. They just weren't broadcasting them on social media. This was the beginning of a new chapter for Maya. It wasn't an overnight transformation. She still liked getting good grades and doing well in soccer, but her motivation shifted. She started doing things because she enjoyed them, not because she needed to prove something. She started painting again, not to create a masterpiece, but because she loved the feel of the brush on the canvas and the way colors blended together. She posted a goofy, unfiltered selfie with her friends, laughing so hard that her eyes were crinkled shut. It got fewer likes than her perfect photos, but it made her genuinely happy. She learned to embrace her own version of kintsugi. That C in chemistry wasn't a mark of failure. It was the crack that taught her how to ask for help and to study with friends, making those friendships stronger. A missed goal in soccer wasn't a catastrophe. It was an opportunity to learn from the mistake and to high-five a teammate who encouraged her anyway. She discovered that her imperfections were not weaknesses. They were the very things that made her human, that made her relatable, and that ultimately made her story interesting. Maya realized that perfection is a static, boring destination. Life, real life, is in the journey. It's in the messy, unpredictable, and sometimes wobbly process of becoming. It's in having the courage to show your cracks, knowing that they don't diminish your value, they add to it. The most beautiful things in life are rarely perfect. They are authentic. So, if you're out there feeling the pressure to be perfect, remember Maya's story. Remember the lopsided cup and the beauty of kintsugi. Your worth is not measured by a flawless track record. It's measured by your courage, your resilience, and your willingness to be authentically, beautifully, and imperfectly you. Give yourself permission to be a work in progress. That's where the real magic happens. Thank you so much for listening today. If this story resonated with you, please give this video a like and share it with someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe for more content that I hope will inspire and uplift you. Until next time, be kind to yourselves. Bye.